So here are 3 pages of panels from chapter 75 discussing Daemon's ability. We know that if Daemon is touching anyone with his hands, all attacks that would inflict harm on him get reflected. But then Amato states that all murderous intent towards him, no matter what, will also get reflected. He doesn't say this requires him to touch anyone, but when Kawaki decides to test the ability for itself here, it isn't evident that Daemon is touching Ida. I've had someone tell me that Daemon is actually touching Ida in the 3rd image, when I feel that it's unlikely he had his arm on her. After the first image shows it's behind the couch, it's hard to tell, I know. But if it was trying to insinuate that Daemon needed to be touching Ida in order for the murderous intent reflect to occur, wouldn't you think they would have a panel explicitly showing him touching her, and not in an obscure way like they did in the 3rd image, when we saw Code fight Daemon before this? He learns from Bug that Code's intent to kill was getting reflected upon having Daemon's hand touching him, and so he proceeds to fight Daemon without having his hands touch him or anyone else. But then why wasn't the mere fact that Code wanted to strike Daemon being reflected either? If any murderous intent being reflected doesn't require his hands touching anyone like I've pointed out, I believe after being introduced to Daemon in chapter 59 and being told by Ida that the stronger the intent, the more powerful the reaction, Code had suppressed his intent to kill to the point where the only way he'd get reflected was if Daemon was touching someone. If you want daily Boruto content, then must subscribe me.